Hello everyone, my name is Posthuman, and today I'm going to teach you how to randomly generate sounds using seeded values in FlStudio. Now, I've seen a lot of people do this in Ableton, as it's very simple. You can set it to a macro, and then just click randomize, and all the macros are randomized. But in FlStudio, you can't really randomize values without, let's say, a random LFO, but that's constantly moving. The difference between this and a random LFO is random LFO is constantly moving, and this is a held value. Here, for example, I've created this preset, which every time I move this digit up by 1, it generates me a new hat sound. This was created using random seeds, and today I'm going to walk you through how to do that. Okay, before I start this video, I would like to announce that I'm trying out a new editing style, so if it's a little bit iffy, just let me know. But I also have 3 free sample packs, a Patreon, a Discord server, and a SoundCloud where I upload music every once in a while. So if you want a bunch of high quality free samples, they will all be linked in the description. My Patreon, you get a bunch of samples, patcher presets, serum presets, exclusive tutorials, track breakdowns, stuff like that. And my Discord server is just something that I want to grow over time. So if you want to join the community, just feel free. Everyone's welcome. Now, to start this process, we are going to open up a patcher. You can do this in the channel rack or in the mixer. I'm going to be doing it in the channel rack personally because I find that more effective. But it really just depends on what you're using it for. So in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a Fruity formula controller. And in the formula controller, what we're going to do is we are going to paste this. I will leave it in the description, but it is just, or you can just type it out, but it's SeededRand bracket a+b+c and bracket 0 asterisk 0.1 and bracket asterisk bracket 1 and bracket. And what this is saying is it is going to give me a random seeded value between 0.1 and 1. Now you can go a value lower than 0.1, but it cannot be 0. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to type 0.000001 if you want to lower the value. Now this 0.1 is the minimum value, and the 1 is the maximum value, being 100%, and 0.1 would be 10%. So if I wanted it to be 5%, I would type 0.01. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to click compile, and as you'll see, every time you move one of these knobs, it gives you a randomly seeded value. Now you may think, okay, that's it, that's cool. But if I were to duplicate this, and I were to attach a button or a digits to it, and I were to move it up, if it would give me the same value on both of them. And you can't really, randomize multiple parameters if it's separately from each other, if they're all just spewing out the same value. So what you're going to need to do is you would duplicate it, and you would activate A, B, or C, and once you have these activated, you're going to open up a Fruity envelope controller. In the envelope controller, you're going to click Modulation X Mapping, Continuous Output, and you're going to right-click the X and click Activate. Now in here, 50%, or midway through this bar, is 0. And 100% up here is 100. So you're not going to want to go below this value right here, the midway point. And what you're going to do in here is you're going to just randomly spam around points. Make sure that you have peaks and lows and that it has the option to hit all of those points. And then you're going to do this again with the second one, or 2 or 3 or 4 or all the way to 8. Every single one of these can count for 8 different randomly generated values. And you're just going to click in random stuff. Go ham. Try not to leave many points where it's stagnant like this. Try to have them always changing. And since we only have 2 of these envelope control or formula controllers, we only need 2 of these, but you can use all the way up to 8. And then what you're going to do is you're going to right click it, Outputs, Controllers, right-click Articulator 1 and Articulator 2, and then you're going to send these to their separate controllers. Now, if I were to add a digits, and I were to attach this digits to the envelope controller, you'll see when I open up both of these, if I move this digit up by 1, I'm getting 2 separate values from both of these instead of the same value from both of them. Now that you have it set up to when you change the digit, it is giving you 2 completely separate values or more. You can apply this to something, say EQ. We have two little peaks here. You activate these, and then you click Outputs, Controllers, Out. Outputs, Controllers, Out, and you send these to their separate locations. Now, if I were to open up this EQ, and I were to move the digits up by 1, as you can see, it places them in 2 completely separate positions. And this is just a randomized seeded value. So you could apply this to anything, drums, Foleys, basses, anything you want, you can completely randomize and not have it constantly change on you like you would with an envelope or an LFO. So if you enjoyed this video and you learned something, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, just do whatever you can to push this out to the algorithm. And thank you for watching. Have a good day.